Coming in from the honey pot. Check 1 2 testing. Not getting any background noise. I think that's pretty good. Oh, yes, I am gonna do a solo episode here. I just settled in at Kristen and Alex's house, otherwise known as the honey pot. And this is actually Kristen's office slash studio for her podcast, Third Time's Me. Has this awesome, I guess it's neon, but whatever sign. I think Alex had that made for her. But anyway, it's really awesome. And I wanted to have it lit up, but it kind of just gets blurred out because I'm using my crappy laptop camera. But here, let me turn it on just to give you an idea. There we go. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it on, or is it? That's not too annoying. So yeah, Kristen and Alex flew out to Hawaii this morning, early this morning. They're staying there for a week, so I am in charge of the honey pot. I doubt you can pick up the sound, but the band JC Proof is doing rehearsal in the basement as I speak. So I can hear them, but it probably isn't coming in on the mic. And they're super great guys. I've talked about it before. I love what Alex has done with this house and how he's really built a community. And the fact that he lets them rehearse here every freaking Tuesday, that is just super cool. Yeah. So I thought I would just do a solo one since I'm kind of getting settled in. It's reminiscing because this is the same couch that me and Kristen did. Well, she did a bunch, and I was on a few podcasts of hers when she had her apartment. But this is the couch from her apartment, and I would always sit at this corner, and she would sit over there. Super awesome. So I'm reminiscing, but this whole I can't turn the laptop around to show you everything, but this room is awesome. It's a lot more than a studio. It's also an office. It's also got a relaxing space off to one side where you can just chill or meditate or do yoga. They have the whole house is awesome. And just in the last week or two, Chris and Alex have done a ton of just going to the house, clearing out just random junk. They actually had to rent a dumpster. They had so much crap. Cleaning everything, changing some furniture. The house is looking awesome. So it's actually a treat. It's a real treat to be able to stay here for a week. And I get to borrow Kristen's car because it's a longer commute for my job. But she has a hybrid. So that'll help a lot. But yeah, this is freaking awesome. I guess I'll call this episode 6. I mean, it is the 6th one. I do have another guest booked for Thursday evening, assuming that everything works out. I have a coworker and a friend coming in, so we're going to keep going with the theme of For Our Loved Ones. So I'm looking forward to that. But part of this was just getting everything, because I'll be doing it from Kristen's studio again. But I figured I might as well get everything set up, and since I want to have it set up and ready, I might as well just record a short one. I don't even know how long this is going to last. I just figured I'd blabber for a bit. Got both the dogs here, Ollie and Riley. The poor things. Because Chris and Alex, I think their flight was like at 7, so they must have had to have left the house by like 5 a.m. And then I went to work. Was supposed to be off at 3:30. But we had a sick call, so I had to work over a bit. I got out of there about 5. I just had to stay long enough for the other supervisor to be able to take his lunch before I left. Then rushed home, packed my stuff, and as quickly as I could, and then just raced down here because I'm like, oh, those poor dogs have been in the house for over 12 hours. They probably have to pee like crazy. They didn't have any accidents. They're really good dogs, but yeah, I was like, they need to get fed, and they need to go outside and pee and probably poop. So that was the first thing. And then I'm trying to do some not like food prep, make dinner or whatever. cast iron skillets are amazing. I don't have a lot of practice or experience with them, so I picked up some steaks, and I wanted to, he doesn't have a grill here, and I'm used to just grilling my stuff. So um, the steak turned out, I mean, it turned out great, but it took longer to cook than I thought it would. Um, and it's quite the balance of finding the right temperature on the stovetop to not, obviously, you don't want to overcook the outside, but it took a while. They were also thick pieces of steak, so that's probably part of it. Um, and it's smoking. It smoked like crazy. I wasn't expecting that. Luckily, there was a big window right there in the kitchen, so I opened that up. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research on how to actually use a cast iron skillet when you're doing like steaks and stuff. I know they're amazing. I just don't have a lot of experience with it. Um, but I do know enough to not actually like use soap and water to clean it. You just basically rinse it, scrape it clean, wipe it down, and put it away, so you don't ruin the seasoning. Um, so yeah, but the steak was awesome and had veggies and hummus. So I'm still trying to be super healthy. Oh, there's the phone. I have it on the charger right by the laptop. This actually might be Kristen because every room in this house, and it's a big house, but every room in this house, they don't have like central heating and air. So every room in the house has its own um, heating system, and each of them have a remote control. So I could not find the remote control for this particular room, and I was texting Kristen to see if where it might be. So that, nope, not her. No, I'm sure she's having a great time in Hawaii. Although they are, is it 3 or 4 hours behind us? So over there, it's only like 5:30, something like that, or even 4:30. Um, so I know she's awake. Um, Pam was actually just texting me because on her way home, she had her long day today, and on her way home from work, she had to stop by the second new location because there was an issue with the alarm. And I was like, just make sure you let me know that you actually got home safe because I hate her having to stop in the middle of the night and check something like that. So she is home safe. Perfect. And I did notice because I seasoned going back to cooking in the skillet, lots of smoke, and I use salt, pepper, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder to almost as a rub or just to season the meat. But yeah, it was almost like the pepper was getting cooked so hot and it kind of was getting up and um, it was almost giving me a little scratchy throat or like making me cough because I think it just went up in the smoke was a bunch of pepper. Oh. So yeah, I'm gonna have to watch more YouTube videos. Um, I, like I've watched Gordon Ramsay cook steaks in a pan on a stovetop, but I don't. I feel like he wasn't using a cast iron skillet. He was using just the standard nonstick skillet. So maybe I should just try that instead. Might smoke less. But I got a bunch of steaks, so I'm sure I'll try it again in the next day or two. Oh, Craig from episode 5 finally this past weekend was able to sit down and listen to the whole podcast because I promised him I wouldn't actually release it until he listened to it to make sure there was nothing we had to edit out. And for that, I was gonna have to send it to Kristen because I don't know, I don't have the software to edit. I don't really know. I don't know how Kristen does it. I think she has to. I'm not sure if she can edit in the same software she records in or not, but because I've never been an edit person. I want the podcast to just start and be real and just a conversation, and I don't want to edit stuff out. I mean, unless something egregious that somebody says by mistake or can be taken the wrong way, of course. Um, but that's the topics and the subjects of this podcast that shouldn't really I can't imagine there's a big risk of us saying anything that bad because we're talking about our loved ones and where we came from. So, um, I almost have the mic a little hot. It's not getting in the red, but yeah, it's definitely up there. So anyway, Craig gave me the go ahead, so I did. And all I'm doing is it's on YouTube, and then I just share it on Facebook. Um, I'm not doing a lot of like internet marketing to try to get views. I just want to put it out there, and whatever happens happens. The people like Craig's daughter and his son, um, the people that matter, I can directly tag them in it, so they get to see it. And it was a really cool episode too, and I feel like it's something that Kristen and Lee will appreciate. Being able to just sit down and listen. They've probably heard over the years. They've probably heard some story, some of the stuff that Craig talked about, but it's almost in passing, or you might have been at an age where you didn't really appreciate it, or you just weren't paying attention. So I think when they can listen back to it as adults and hear things about their dad and things about their grandpa and their grandma and what it was like from Craig's perspective, um, yeah, growing up and when he went to high school and college, and then was in Denver for a while, and then came back to Toledo and started his own business. I just think it'd be cool for them to listen to, um, and maybe hear it in a, because it's not their dad's not right there in front of them telling stories. The medium might allow them to take in the stories and stuff in a different way. So maybe a more meaningful way. But that was the whole point of For Our Loved Ones. Oh boy, definitely gonna have to get a good night's sleep tonight. Oh, 7 o'clock came way too early this morning. Oh man. So I did bring the guitar out, but I don't know if I'll play anything on it. Usually just end up embarrassing myself. And the whole booking guests thing, it's working out slowly, but it is. I have noticed. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Everybody has busy lives and busy schedules. So, um, and some people are really like interested in the idea, and some people like. I think some people don't really, especially if they've never done anything like that. I guess it can be a little intimidating. Probably would have been to me before, 15 years of being a DJ and talking on mic all the time. Um, but I'm super excited about Thursday. And again, super happy to be able to do it um, here at the Honey Pot in the Third Times Me studios. Kristen will appreciate that because the way she set this up is just awesome. So, yeah, I guess I'm just tired. Maybe don't have a lot to talk about tonight. Oh. Pam told me on her drive home from work tonight, I guess it was snowing again. So it looks like we're going to get another batch of snow overnight. I don't know if it's supposed to stick tomorrow or not, but yeah, this is insane weather. Kind of schizophrenic of Mother Nature, I guess. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to get it set up and see how everything sounds, but not necessarily in a place to have a lot to say tonight. So I will spare everyone. Well, I will spare the very few people that actually are going to watch this stuff. So we'll be back. The next one we'll record Thursday, and all things going well, I will release it that night or the next morning. So All right. Everybody take care and be safe.